Good morning, everyone. We are continuing with Chapter 27 from Merging with Śiva, entitled The Sub of the Subconscious Mind. Lesson 183, where 1 plus 1 equals 3. Interesting idea. So we're starting out with a commentary, a reminder from me on the meaning of vasana and samskara. So samskara, experiential impressions combined in the subconscious to form vasanas, which thereafter contribute to mental fluctuations called vritti. The most complex and emotionally charged vasanas are found in the dimension of mind called the sub-subconscious, or vasana chitta. And as Gurudeva points out in the text of this chapter, vasanas can be of a positive nature or a negative nature. They're not all negative. They can be positive as well, and it's basically two emotionally charged situations that have a similar emotion, that emotionally look the same, combined. So as Gurudeva says, you get blue plus yellow equals green. So it forms something different, either of a positive or a negative nature. And if it's a really strong one, it's hidden from you. It's in the sub-subconscious, which is really hard to look into. So the text, there is one area of the subconscious mind that seems rather okay, it's missing a letter for some reason, missing a V, devious. There is one area of the subconscious mind that seems rather devious and extremely hard to program. It is called the sub of the subconscious mind. It often could seem like faulty software in the computer, but when finally programmed correctly, it can become the greatest asset. It brings us good luck and assists with perfect timing through life. At times we feel as if nothing is happening to us anymore. Everything is going along smoothly. We walk up to a closed door and the door opens for us. We walk up to a telephone and it begins to ring. These signs show us that the sub-subconscious is going along very nicely. As soon as we do not enjoy this fine timing, it is generally because of the sub-subconscious areas. For when two programs of a similar nature go into the subconscious computer at different times, they mix and mingle and form a third program within the subconscious that is difficult to fathom intellectually. This is recorded in the sub of the subconscious. For this reason, the sub of the subconscious seems awesome and foreboding. If both of the programs are good, beneficial, positive, and spiritually vibrant, things go smoothly for us. But if they are not, this area of the subconscious can be very disturbing. Remedies are deep introspection and emotional intellectual honesty. The subconscious can become very powerful, creating healthy new tendencies in this life and molding a dynamic personality. Two thoughts at different times sent into the subconscious mind form in what is called the sub of the subconscious a totally different rate of vibration when intermingled. That is, if the psychological arrangement of the mind was the same at the time each thought entered it. This subconscious formation of thought often turns into feelings of the lower instinctive nature and causes the external mind to react to situations in a way that it normally would not have done. The subconscious mind not only attracts situations that express its contents, but creates situations by playing upon the subconscious itself. The sub of the subconscious mind, therefore, is the part of the subconscious that stores and manages the unfathomable result of the combinations of intense, emotionally charged experiences, either positive or negative. These combinations create a third hybrid reaction condition, quite unlike what either experience alone could have caused. Color shall be our example. Blue stands alone as a color, and so does yellow. When they merge, they make a third color, green, which creates a mood when you look upon it, different than the mood that arises from looking upon yellow or blue alone. Only in understanding that green is a composite of yellow and blue is the mystery dispelled. Add white to red and you get pink. Add water to soil and you get mud. This is easy to understand and shows the nature of impressions coming together in the subconscious. Add oxygen to hydrogen and you get water. That is a mystery which parallels the nature of the subconscious mind, a realm where 1 + 1 = 3. Well, in the subconscious, the sum is 2. Lesson 184, Fathoming the Unfathomable. Yes, two different reactionary thoughts of a similar vibration sent into the subconscious at different times under similar psychological conditions create a third different subconscious happening. This happening registers in the subconscious and continues to vibrate there until it is dissolved and reabsorbed within the subconscious itself. If psychological structures build up as problems in the subconscious and are not resolved, they can inhibit or hold back the superconscious. One then easily feels depressed and subject to many lower emotions. Then the concept that one is a self-effulgent being seems quite distant indeed. When the subconscious build-up is problem-free, superconsciousness is there, bringing success and well-being. The subconscious concerns us primarily as the state of mind which relates to congested subconscious force fields, or vasanas, caused by two similar intense emotional reactions at psychological moments. The resultant deeply suppressed emotions are puzzling to the seeker because, unless he is able to resolve through periodic review his subconscious, he may find them welling up from within him unbidden, and he knows not why. The subconscious influences us when we are encountering an experience similar to the one that caused one of the two component reactions. This releases highly unexpected emotional responses, inobvious reactions, and new behavioral patterns, some positive, some negative. The hybrid formation continues to react within the subconscious mind until resolved. Once understood, the mystery is gone. The vasana loses its emotional power. To a very great extent, it is the subconscious that harbors our subliminal aspirations, self-esteem, impulses towards success, neurosis, and overall psychological behavior. And we get an example. That's good. We need an example. A young man goes to an office party and accidentally spills coffee on his suit. Being a gentle, shy man, he becomes embarrassed and emotionally upset when everyone turns to look at him. Many months later, he attends his sister's wedding. In her excitement at the reception, she accidentally spills tea on her beautiful new sari. She is naturally embarrassed, but it is a psychological moment for him, intensified by his attachment to his sister, and he becomes more embarrassed for her than she is for herself. A year later, he discovers that each time he attends a social gathering, his solar plexus becomes upset, his digestion is affected, he gets a headache and has to leave. This fear mechanism, stimulated by the subconscious mind, is protecting him from another upsetting condition among a group of people. This continues for a number of years until the subconscious, in a semi-dream state, reveals itself to him, and he sees clearly how the two reactionary thought patterns caused by the dual experiences met and merged and gave rise to a different conscious experience: the indigestion, the headaches, and the dread of being among people. Once the obstacle was resolved, in the light of understanding, he would be able to be among people in gatherings without these ill effects. So this is an interesting Shum series here that includes a portrait about clearing the mind of vasanas. And for those who aren't familiar with Shum's series, it starts with the second dimensional word, which is something you can see and touch. Then it goes to the third dimension, then it goes to the fourth, then it might keep going even deeper. So this one starts, Navi, camphor producing tree. Okay, we didn't expect that, right? Ni Navi, calm, peaceful, and confident emotions. Ingni Navi, mind that is distinct, clear, or inwardly sharp. Ya Ingni Navi, concentration that clears the mind of vasanas and confusion. So we can see from the series that in order to clear vasanas and confusion, the mind needs to be clear, inwardly sharp. Otherwise it won't happen. The word vasanas is in the sixth meaning. This is a pretty deep one. Makadi Isara. One more would be Kamakadi Isara in the series, which is the Sarasvara chakra. So this is one step down from Kamakadi Isara. Makadi Isara. 1. Experience of the Kundalini lotus stem and the golden soul body. 2. This Nadi extends to the top of the head from its connection to the spiritual heart center, Hridaya, on the right side. 3. It lies within the causal body. 4. Called Amrita Nadi or Atma Nadi in Sanskrit. 5. It is separate from the Sushumna. 6, which is the one that has the word vasanas. The stem and bud of the Sarasvara chakra, now matured and ready to unfold, destroy by fire, burn, consume negative vasanas. 7. The stem and bud of cool fire of the lotus of the crown chakra with 1,000 petals holds the secrets of divine sight within the deep inner mind of constant intuition. Oh, that's a very interesting deep one there. Lesson 185. The mind's potent alchemy. It is only when the emotionally charged experiences that go into the subconscious are of a strictly instinctive nature that the subconscious is uncomely or not beneficial and becomes a strong hindrance to well-being. On the other hand, experiences of a positive intellectual or spiritual nature merging in the subconscious can create a subconscious that is quite dynamic and helpful, giving courage and competence in worldly affairs. Feelings of security, love, and compassion can come up from the subconscious during psychological moments in one's life to counteract and eliminate or subdue feelings of jealousy, hatred, and anger, which are natural to the instinctive mind. And we have an example. A man's business flourishes during the summer. The next winter he experiences great exhilaration and satisfaction at winning a skiing competition. The summer success and the winter accomplishment merging in the subconscious create a third different impression which builds an abiding confidence and impulsion toward future victory. The next year he goes into a second business and again prospers. His competitors wonder how he has avoided the seasonal ebbs and flows of this particular business. How has he been so lucky, they wonder. The strong impression of being successful, planted in the subconscious, has created a positive habit pattern for the forces of the superconscious to flow through. The subconscious can also be formed by the blending of strong intuitive, religious, or mystical impressions. For instance, a devotee has an elevating vision of a deity in an early morning dream or a conscious vision during meditation. A year later, while meditating, he has the experience of flying through the akasha in his astral body. These two impressions merge in the subconscious and create a deep-seated faith and unwavering certainty in the inner realities. Such vasanas bring up courage and eliminate the fear of death, replacing it with the assurance that life is eternal. The soul is real and the physical body is but a shell in which we live. Now we have seen that the subconscious state of mind can be beneficial, or it can hold impressions that are actual obstacles in our path that must eventually be dealt with and overcome. Both positive and negative impressions can lie vibrating within it at the same time without interfering one with another. Commentary. One of the benefits of Gurudeva's system of 24 Hatha Yoga asanas is that their practice unties the knotted vasanas. Oh, this is what Gurudeva says about that. Each asana, carefully executed with regulated breathing, the visualization of color, the hearing of the inner sound, slowly unties the knotted vasanas within the subconscious mind and releases awareness from there to mountaintop consciousness. Hatha Yoga opens up the consciousness because when the height of the energy, the zenith, is reached in each posture and we change to the next posture, a small or large adjustment occurs within the physical and astral nerve system. And we have another series here. Shana, carving impressions in the mind through sound, color, design, and emotion. Vashana, that's the Shum word for vasana. You recognize it? Vashana, an expression, Vashana, an impression in the subconscious and subconscious areas of the mind. Okay. Li Vashana, emotion that is connected to and within subconscious impressions. Cheli Vashana, to flow pranas into the subconscious of the inner aura. Zatcheli Vasana, the flow of prana into subconscious vasanas of another person. So you can actually help another person resolve their negative vasanas. Vizacheli Vashana, grace, a flow of prana into the subconscious vasanas of another person. The name of the flow is seen and felt in one's physical body when the healing pranas of grace come from another. Grace, smoothness, confidence, devotion, ecstasy, worship. Thank you very much. Very deep. Have a wonderful day.